Okay, so we have our drawing right here. I'm going to scroll in and look at this a little closer, and we're going to do a line at the midpoint. One thing you want to make sure is you come up here and make sure that you're on the vector engrave layer. I think we ended it on the vector cut, and we just switch layers up here by going to the layers and clicking on the one that we're doing. We need to make sure that we have nothing selected when we do that, otherwise it probably won't change the layers. Now the other thing that we're going to do is turn on our ortho layer, which should ortho snap, which is down here, or we can hit function 8, okay, on our keyboard, and that will make sure that when we draw a line it draws straight up. I'll show you that again here in a minute. So we're going to start a line by clicking on line, or L spacebar for line, and I want it to be at the midpoint here, snapping to the end, or it can snap to the center. I want it to be at the midpoint right there. So that little green triangle at the bottom means it's the middle of that line, and notice it's going straight out. Now if I toggle my ortho by hitting function 8, it'll go this way or that way, but I want it straight, so I'm going to toggle that back on, and I'm going to make that 1.25, so 1 1/4 of an inch, and hit enter. Now we're going to offset a bunch of lines, so pay attention carefully. First thing is I want this to be a total of 1/4 inch wide, but off the center, so I'm going to click on offset and click or enter 0.125 for the offset distance. Hit the space bar. We have the pick box again. I'm going to offset that direction. I'm going to click on the center line again, click that direction, and I'm going to hit escape. Now we don't need this line anymore for our rocket, so I'm going to get rid of it so it doesn't dirty things up. And the next thing I'm going to do is actually draw our booster lines, which I'm going to do O spacebar for offset, or we can come up here again, and that's going to be 0.03125 away from the sides of our main rocket. So I'm going to go like this, I'm going to go like this, and make sure you go the right direction and make sure it's snapping. You really have to pay attention to that at times. Okay. Now since we're here, I'm going to also offset this line up. I think I'm going to do it 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to do offset 0.75 and hit enter, and click up like that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is create the mounts basically for the boosters on the side to go on each side. So I'm going to go offset 0.03125 again, hit the space bar, I'm going to click down, I'm going to click another one like that, and I click another one like that, and another one like that. Now it looks a little confusing with all those lines, but we're going to trim these middle ones out first, and then we'll trim the rest of these away, and it'll be really easy. So first of all, we're going to, before we trim those, is offset the width of our boosters also, and that's going to be an 1/8 of an inch. So we're going to do offset hit the enter instead. We're going to do 0.125 space bar and offset this direction. Okay, and so now I'm going to trim everything away that I don't need. So one of the easy things, this is where that trim to tool really works well, particularly for the mounting bracket lines. So I'm going to do come up here, select trim, and I'm going to trim everything right here, these lines, to that line. So I'm going to hit the space bar and trim there, trim there, trim there, trim there, and that works really nice. And then we're going to do TR space bar again, and we're going to trim to this right here, and hit the space bar again, and trim there, and trim there, and trim here, and trim there. Now, the other thing that we really don't need is we're going to trim the tops of the booster away, so I'm going to hit escape. And this one I'm just going to do a TR spacebar for trim, and trim that away right there, and trim these just like that. We're going to also trim these middle points just like that, and like that, and get rid of this one, and get rid of that one, and get rid of that one, and get rid of that one, and we have our boosters. Okay, and now it's just very simply drawing the whatever nose cone we want on these. I'm just going to do simple arcs. In fact, I'm going to click on this line and get rid of it, and this line and get rid of it, and I'm going to come up here and select a different circle, which is going to be 2-point circle. So I can click on this. By the way, if your snap is not coming on, then it's always toggle that with F3. So I'm going to go right there, space bar right there. Oops. If you can't repeat it, you have to come back up here and select it again, and go there, go there. And I'm going to come back here, select 2-point again, go from there to there, hit escape, do a trim, which is select that, spacebar or TR spacebar for the hotkey, and there we go. There's our rocket.